Hey guys, Major Colton here with another build tutorial. Today the build type I made was a request from Chang, from the creator of the Armored Core Legacy website. And what he requested was just point blank the Takakawa Mile 1 leg, the heavy reverse joint legs. He wanted me to make a build using these legs. Didn't care what I did with it, just wanted to see what build I would come up with. And I'm gonna assume the Wizard Grew retrofits count, because technically the same legs, just different little added armor pieces welded onto it. So let's get to it. Pretty much what you're gonna want to use this build like would be, you just use it kind of like semi. You can see I have a Solaniel and a Tansy on it, so you can already get a feel. I'm gonna be using, and so pretty much, guys, this is gonna be it's gonna be like a. How do I explain this? It's a cross between a support build and an offense build, all packed into one. Because you used its weaponry, like the semi-automatic snipers that they are. And that's why I have this 280 range FCS on it. Now, you could use the pre-die right here. The only thing is, I'm also using a few missiles, and if I were to do that, that's one less missile, but that's really all up to you and your preference. But you want to use this one, in my opinion, because... Actually, no, you want to use this missile reason, and because these weapons don't tote the optimal range to work at 350. At least not the max 350. Okay, let's get to the frame first. The Takakawa Mile 1 Wizard Grew legs. The requested leg type. Now let's work around it. For the arms, I use the ARM W48 and I want to use the Haikibo retrofit. Simply because you're using this to stack CE armor, and because it has a good bit of KE. I mean, the normal one has more KE, but we're trying to stack CE right now, and that tiny bit of added KE doesn't help us buff out anything extra. As for the core CB209, buffing out, it's really good because it has the highest CE KE armor levels. Could use the retrofit, but don't want to. So I'm trying to get a little bit of KE, and adding that little bit of CE really don't do nothing. And for the head, Kageribi Mile 1s, because TE defense, you don't want no TE defense. You need some, and that's that some right there. And because I just don't feel comfortable leaving any holes, so that's me. I mean, really, they're probably not going to use a PMG low enough for it to matter, even at that point, so you could possibly use something along the lines of this. Or this. You could use this head with it. The jack, HDR E06. You could use the HA202 Stevie Crocker. You could use Swallowtail for hacking reasons. You could use... And that's really all I would recommend. But I like to lessen the hole that it's already going to be in, so that, you know, you're not taking max damage from the PMGs, but this will at least half their damage, at least. So, I like to use that because I need TE armor, and because of it you get amazing stability. Stability is a good thing, especially since we're going to be sniping it somewhat. Recoil resistance, above optimal. Turning performance, 636, it's pretty decent. Energy recovery is 2,824. That doesn't look that good, but you gotta remember we're using a Ho Vital. It's gonna come back quick, and when you get on the battlefield, it really doesn't seem like that. It really isn't that bad. As for the missiles, I choose the Jellyfish because they have good impact force and they have KE explosive force. What that does is every time you're firing, it's not gonna. Every one of these missiles that hits probably will shave off around roughly 1k damage, and you'll fire 3 of them at a time, so that's 3k every volley. And they have the impact force, so if their recoil resistance is low enough, you'll lower their armor, so your weapons will actually do more damage. And if they barely buff them out, it'll make it where they will do damage. And buffing out, really, they won't buff this out probably, unless they're a tank, and that's where those missiles will help. And if they do buff this one out, the missiles will help it where they won't, and it has a higher DPS, so that'll be great. As for the back weapons, I chose the Omo Model 2 TE shield. And that's because because there's been a rise of, everyone's obvious there's a lot of Kurosawas all over the place. And here recently I've also seen laser cannon weapon arms. Now these won't give you like full protection from the max damage laser cannon weapon arms, but it will still take the blow for a good few shots before it pops off. Or if they're using the other ones that do like 4K damage, you're good. This is gonna make those useless. As for the other one, I'd show. Oh yeah, also the shield will come in handy with your low TE defense, obviously. As for the other weapon, I chose a pulse machine gun, and I chose the AU-16 Kitty. Now this is my personal favorite PMG in this game. Some people might ask why not use the Archive but let's look at the stats pretty much. Archive has a little bit more damage, but if someone doesn't have that much TE defense, this one will be good enough to get the job done. Its ammo capacity is not as much, but it is still more effective. Same thing with its reload time and base lock-on time. Not much difference to constitute much there. It still has it has a little bit more muzzle velocity, so it gets to your target faster. Basically this little line from here down are the reasons why you would want to use this one instead. Muzzle velocity 40 points higher, which means bullets are going to get there faster, which means they're not going to be able to dodge it as easily. Same thing goes with the optimal range. You have twice as much, meaning your bullet can travel twice as far without going poof into a cloud of dust and not hitting anything, making him much harder to evade. Your firing accuracy is significantly better, so your spread is not all over the place and more bullets hit them square center in the center mass. Actually, wait a minute. Actually, no, I just read that reversed. The firing accuracy actually isn't as good, but you go twice as far, so more bullets are more likely to hit them. My bad there, guys. I misread that. You consume a little bit more energy, but it's worth it because you consume 200 more energy a bullet, but you get double most of the stats. And the explosive range is twice as much, so that little explosive sphere that opens up whenever it finally does hit, or whenever, all that stuff, it's twice as large, so it covers twice as much of an area. And T explosive force from that sphere is the same amount. So, all in all, in my opinion, you're doing a little bit more damage, and it makes it significantly easier to hit them with. And an added plus also is its weight. It weighs half as much, and is twice as good, in my opinion. It consumes less energy as well. Actually, no. Sorry, guys, my bad. I keep rereading these reverse since I keep comparing them like this in the video, trying to help explain to you guys why my preference of the Kitty machine gun. I really wish it had a better name, but in my opinion, it's the best of the PMGs in this game, at least for current patch. Like I said, I don't know if I went over the FCS, but Usagimu Model 2. Yeah, I went over that. Yeah, oh yeah, for the missiles, jellyfish. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Just gonna give a shout out to From Chang, like I said. He requested that I make this build, like, not this build in particular, but this build type. Like with these legs, pretty much. I'm gonna give a shout out to him real quick, just because I can. I'm sure you'd like the extra publicity. If you haven't already checked out his website, ArmoredCoreLegacy.com, I advise you going to check it. They have 400 members going on 500 members of the Armored Core community. And it's a good place to go to meet other Armored Core players and veterans, new guys, old guys, pretty much everybody, and discuss builds. Check out, they have an art forum as well. Check out some of the people's fan-made art about Armored Core, journal discussions, all that good. And even some tournaments are created there. Really everything. If you haven't checked it out, I advise going by there. But yeah. Guys, if you liked the video, comment, like, subscribe, and if you used it and you liked it, let me know in the comment section below. But as always, I'll see you in the next video.